struggle reuniting us. Tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I am Del Altman, joined by BSG, Pork Chop, and special guest, former Bengals D-line coach, most recently with the Renegades of the XFL and the UFL, as it's called now, Coach Jay Hayes. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, how you doing, Dale? You guys, what's happening?
Happy Friday, right?
That's right. That's right.
It's a good Friday. You were with the Bengals, was it 13 or 14 seasons?
13. I was there from 2003 through 2015 season. So I came down here to Tampa in 2016.
Hey, that's a terrible place to live in Florida, right?
Yeah, as I'm looking out over my pool here.
Right, yes.
There you go.
And your paycheck, that no state tax thing, man, that's got to be awesome, right?
Yeah, when I moved down here, that had a great deal to do with it.
I'll bet. It's got a great deal to do with it when I moved down there, too.
Yeah.
Especially now they got Skyline Chili in Tampa.
Yeah, my sons, Jesse and Miles, will go over that way when they're in town. Jesse lives in Jersey now, but Miles lives down here, and he will go over there every now and then.
Yeah, Tampa's the spot that I picked. I got criteria to move out of Cincinnati, and I can't leave my Cincinnati chili, so they got it there in Clearwater and Tampa.
Yeah.
They got a football team that I don't 100% hate that I could root for. They got the Gulf of Mexico, so it meets my requirements.
There's a lot of fishing down here if you like to fish. And I go fishing quite a bit. So
I like to sit on the beach with my sunnies on and just stare out at the ocean.
At the ocean.
You guys got that. You got a little bit more of that than we got here in Cincinnati ever since they shut down the beach.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go on the river, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody can't wait to get to the Ohio River and hang out and swim.
Yeah.
You were talking about Skyline there, Chop. What was one of your favorite spots? I'm sure Jeff Ruby's and those places are up there, but your time in Cincinnati, what was maybe a go-to place to eat or something before we get into all football questions?
Oh, well, I would go frequent some of the Ruby places, and Terry's Turf Club was a good spot for me. I really used to take a lot of people there. I would take guys, players there when they would come in for free agency and stuff.
For the burgers, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And definitely the Rubies, because it was always good. And it was interesting whenever Jeff was around, to hear his stories. So.
Now you could put those trips on Mr. Brown's dime, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So I'd be taking to the most expensive places if it was on his dime.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah, a lot of times we did. Yeah.
Greg, I know you wanted to ask a question.
Okay, Geno Atkins. I remember when we drafted him. I'm looking at Geno. I'm like, well, this guy's like barely that tall. I mean, like this guy's going to get pushed around like crazy. You look at over the years. I'll tell you what. This play just defied Geno Atkins. We were playing Dolphins on Monday night one time, and Geno Atkins. This is when they had Tannehill. He's up against these massive guards. Geno just pushes the guard in the backfield into Tannehill. Tannehill falls straight down, and then Geno goes and taps him on the shoulder. I mean, what was it like coaching? What did you guys see in Geno Atkins when you drafted him in the second round?
That was the thing about being there in Cincinnati. We were able to get involved with the draft, picking the players, having a lot of input with who we picked and how we picked them, those types of things. We had been around Geno at the Senior Bowl and really thought he could play, and he was a really good pass rusher. He had a lot of sacks at Georgia. They kind of downplayed his abilities, but he just had so much quickness. He could run. He was like a 4.65 40 guy, and just had burst and was super strong. Gino, his second sport was weightlifting. He was a power lifter.
Yeah, I believe that.
But he just was super explosive and unbelievably quick. And at Georgia, they were flabbergasted that he did so well so quickly in the NFL. But when he was a rookie, Dunlap, Michael Johnson was in his second year. We had a guy named Clint McDonald at the time. Some other guys, Pecco was around then. Frosty Rucker, all those young guys. But those guys would go in, Gino, Dunlap, Michael Johnson, and we used to call them the Fisher Price gang because they were just babies,
Right.
Yes.
I think that first year Gino had about 6 or 7 sacks, and Dunlap had 9, and he only played in like 9 games. He started the year off, he was hurt. He got a concussion in preseason, and then I kept telling him, I said, Carlos, if you don't practice, Marvin's not going to let you play.
Yeah.
And Marvin and I have a lot of history. I don't know how much you guys know about it, but we grew up together.
Oh.
Ooh.
And like my great grandparents and his great grandparents and my great great grandparents started our church in my great grandparents' house 138 years ago. Actually, this weekend, they're having the church anniversary back in McDonald, Pennsylvania, at First Baptist Church, where our great grandparents started it in my grandparents' house. But Marvin, I've known Marvin as long as I've known my brothers. My dad taught Marvin to swim. Seriously, he did.
Wow.
When we were kids, and my dad we had like a boys club in our church, and my dad would bring the kids around and take them to Trees Gym at Pitt, and we'd go swimming, and we'd take them to the ABA basketball games back when the Pittsburgh Condors were in Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh Pipers, and my dad was a parole officer, so he could get tickets to all that kind of stuff, and he'd get a bunch of dads, and we'd take everyone to the games, and stuff like that. So, but Marvin and Jonathan and I, and my oldest brother Jeff, all grew up together playing ball and all that stuff. And then Marvin went to Idaho State, and 2 years later I went to University of Idaho. So, we've been friends as long as I can remember.
That's nice. Awesome. First of all, don't let Greg near that church. Second of all, you came in with Marvin Lewis, right?
Correct.
Nice. And then I just wondered, man, it's I worked with my brother for a little while driving a concrete mixer, and I thought that was great.
Yeah.
So you got to work with your brother for, over a decade coaching NFL. Yeah. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun coaching with Jonathan at Cincinnati. We lived out in Loveland in the same development. So it was great. We used to have family dinners together, and with all the kids, and my son Jesse and Miles, who played at Moeller, and And then Jackson, my nephew, who is a basketball player. He was a football player early on, but and now the two younger boys and my niece and my daughter. My niece plays at UC. Is a really good player at UC, and my daughter played basketball at Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. And so all the kids have gone on and played, college sports and got scholarships, and and then Jackson is with the Lakers now, and Jesse played at Wisconsin, Miles played at William and Mary, and my younger nephew Jewett went early to the University of Virginia just this past January, and came back and graduated from Moeller. And now my youngest nephew is getting recruited by Virginia, Northwestern, a bunch of schools all over the place. And, everyone is a really good student, really good athlete. So
sounds like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's an athletic family right there.
Yeah,
I want to go back to Carlos Dunlap for a minute. So he had some issues there at the end of his time at Florida. You guys were able to get him in the second round. Likely would have been a first-round pick had it not been for the suspension at the end of his career there at Florida. Did it take some convincing on maybe your part, or who was the biggest voice in that room for that draft selection of Carlos Dunlap, who ended up being a great player?
I don't know how much you guys know about the draft process with the Bengals, but if guys have blemishes, they're more into that, because they can get them at a better price,
You're not wrong.
When Pete was still alive, Pete Brown, he would come in and he might give you a piece of paper and he'd say, "I'm not supposed to show you this." You'd be like, "Okay." And, but they would find every little thing they could find on guys, and that's just how it was,
Yeah. What
they
made Carlos
like a bargain.
Yeah. What made Carlos then such a good player, once you're able to get your hands on and work with him in that D-line room?
Well, the guy is 6'6" and runs a 4.5, and his longevity. I mean, he played 13, 14 years or whatever it was, and when he first got there, he really needed to change his diet and things.
Yeah.
He never ate vegetables, if you can believe that.
Oh, I believe it. Fried potatoes, right?
Yeah, he just never did. We had to convince him to do that kind of stuff and change how he worked his core. And, he really became a workout warrior, started doing Pilates and just improving his stretching and things and his flexibility. Because he was just a freak of an athlete, but he did need tweaked, and it took him a little bit longer than it took Gino to get going. A lot of it was he resisted, at the beginning.
Immaturity at all, you think?
Yeah, he was very immature.
That's what I remember back in the day. Is he wouldn't play when he first started, and the rumor was it was just immaturity with him and Marvin kind of butting heads a little bit on that.
Well, it was more like Zim and him.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Marv loved him. We used to call him Marvin's pet cat. But no, Carlos was a work in progress. He and I would go at it, but I love Carlos. He's a lot of fun. And, but we were a lot alike. His mom was an educator. My mom's an educator. His dad worked in law enforcement, was like a bounty hunter. He was a bail bondsman. my father was a supervisor for the parole board. So we were a lot alike in a sense, have a lot of height, all that stuff. So, we just kind of got along kind of, for the most part. Now, I would tell him what he needed to do, and he didn't always like it, but we eventually came to have a understanding of, hey, I can help you get better. And he did, and he did. And those guys, all those guys did a heck of a job for us. I mean, Michael Johnson and,
Right.
and Carlos and Wallace Gilberry.
I was about to say Wallace, man, because he was an underrated piece.
Yeah.
He could play inside, outside.
Yeah.
You got a versatile guy.
Wallace was a guy that could do a lot of stuff. I tried to get Wallace when he first came out of school, and we just couldn't work it out. He was a free agent, and he ended up going to the Giants, and then he got hurt. And again, he got hurt during the process of the draft. He tore his hamstring really bad and wasn't able to work out like he wanted to. So he ended up going to the Giants. They tried to hide him. Then Kansas City got him, and he ended up playing there for 3 or 4 years, I think it was. And then he became a free agent. We tried to sign him then, and he ended up going to Tampa. And Tampa cut him after like 2 games. That was when they had Shiano. And, he was kind of didn't understand pro football that well. And, so they cut him. And we had Wallace come in and work out for us. And the first game he came in, we played the 49ers, and he got like 2 sacks, right away, and ended up being really integral part of our rush package, and just doing a lot of things. And I told him when he got there, I said, I've been trying to sign your ass for 4 years, 5 years. He goes, I've been trying to get with you for,
right.
4 or 5 years, coach. And
well, it's not that hard. Turn down the other offers.
Well, it is when guys are giving you money or whatever. But I used to call those guys my millionaires club. It all started with John Thornton. And went on from there. Dwayne Clemens, and Dwayne I coached at Cal. I coached him at Berkeley. But all those guys that came through there end up becoming very wealthy. Gino and Pecco and Robert Gathers Jr. and all those guys, made a lot of money. And so I always told them, used to say, hey, you guys are my millionaires club. And that continued on throughout my time there. And then when I went to, Tampa with the guys down here, and then when I went to the Packers, and it's continued really on into, even in the UFL and the XFL and the Spring League. I was talking to you guys earlier about Dominic Davis. He's one of my guys that I coached when I was in the Spring League. And, I just had a guy, Jalen Redmond, just got signed by the Vikings.
Oklahoma, right? Is he an Oklahoma kid?
Yeah. And I told him a couple of weeks ago, he was trying to get back. He had hurt his ankle. And I told him, hey, just, don't try to rush out there, because, people are going to sign you. People were calling me about him, asking about him and this and that. And I said, don't hurt yourself now trying to get back just for these games. I said, you need to get yourself ready for the NFL. And I said, and I was telling him, because I have a bunch of guys that played for me at different places. Will Clark, who I drafted at Cincinnati, had played for me at Tampa and played for me at St. Louis when my brother was the head coach at the Battlehawks, and played for me at Arlington last year and this year. Another guy named Devontae Lambert, who was a free agent for me at Tampa, and started as a rookie on Monday Night Football because Gerald McCoy and Clint McDonald and Robert Ayers were injured, and so those guys right out of college had to start a Monday night game. We end up beating Carolina, with two free agent guys, a guy named Channing Ward and Devontae Lambert. But I've had a lot of guys that I've been fortunate to coach that are very talented players, and we were able to make some hay, when it came time.
Absolutely. And we talked about Gino a little bit. To me, I think he should be a Hall of Fame type player.
There's no question.
I wanted to get your opinion on that.
There's no question.
Numbers.
He's got like 80. He's got like 85 sacks.
Yep.
In his career, and if he would have been able to play, and Gino probably still could play.
Yeah.
Right now, if he wanted to,
we'd love to have.
He's got enough money, and he's raising his kids, and being a good dad. And, why keep doing it? It's like Aaron Donald. He quit after 10 years. He's could keep playing, but how much
he got that ring though.
How much money's enough?
It'd been nice to see Gino get a ring.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that you'd like. That'd be the cherry on top of their careers, But Gene was an amazing player. I mean, just people ask me all the time, who's the best guy you ever coached? There's no question it's Gene. Yeah. And the kid, to his credit, I coached him for 6 years. He sat next to me every day. All he ever said was yes, coach, and no, coach. That was it. Nothing else.
So it wasn't just the media. That was to the coaches.
Right.
That's how he was.
Yeah.
That's how he was.
I mean, I would walk in the locker room and Gene might be like snickering with somebody or laughing, and I'd walk by and he'd just clam up. I'd say to him, what are you talking about? He'd go, oh, nothing.
Nothing, coach. Nothing, coach.
He's just very quiet, He's, very reserved.
Yeah, I'm sure that as soon as the Bengals put him on the ballot for Ring of Honor, I'll bet he gets voted in that year.
Oh, they should have put him in. They should put Robert Gathers in without question. They should put him in.
Yes.
They should put Dunlap in. They should put Michael Johnson in.
Yeah, that was another question I had to get to was how underrated is Michael Johnson? Because we loved him here. He was in Tampa for a year. Basically got him back for nothing. Like he's so underrated.
We got him back for nothing. And that was one of the reasons Tampa hired me, was because when we got Michael back and he played really well for us, they were like, he played really well for us before he went there. And they were like, man, you got Michael Johnson to play. I said, no, he always played.
He got you the job.
When Jake Groom was on the show, I asked him about Gino. He's like, he's like, Geno Atkins, Michael Johnson, Dunlap were just a nightmare to coach against because they would always bat the ball down because Dunlap and Johnson were like 6'7", 6'8". They would just keep batting the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Like, would you guys stop batting the ball so I can see if my receivers can catch the ball? Gruden just said it was just a nightmare going up against them in practice.
Yeah. They, you'd have to tell them to chill out, because it was hard to get. It's easier to, when you're coaching D linemen, you want to say, you don't have to want to say go. You want to say whoa. And
right.
They were those kind of guys. I mean, all those guys were that played there. I told, like when Devin Still came, he had a tendency to kind of slow up at times. And I told him when he first got there, I said, "Hey, bro, you ain't got to save yourself here." And he told me, he said, well, his coach used to tell him to pace himself. I said, "You ain't got to pace yourself here." I said, "This ride's spinning really fast here." I said, "And if you don't run really fast, you ain't gonna get on this sumbitch."
Right.
And and it flabbergasted me. I was not a fan of his when we drafted him because I didn't think he played hard, and Devin, and so when he came in, I just was always on. I was on him. I was on him more than I was on Carlos.
Because you got to get it out of him, and you don't want that as a coach. You don't want to be having to try to get it out of a guy.
Yeah. And Devin was a talented guy, but he had a lot of little injuries early, before he got to Cincinnati. He had like broken an ankle, he had an ACL, or he had a back, and that kind of stuff. You could just see it in him. He was kind of breaking down, and by his third year, his body just was giving out on him.
So you said he was one that you didn't necessarily, want badly. He kind of fell to the second. I know there's some first round hype around him.
Yeah.
You talked about, we asked you, was there a draft target that got away that you really wanted that maybe for whatever reason he wasn't there at the pick, or, other people in the room didn't want the guy that you really missed? For him, it was Devin Hester. It turned out pretty well.
A guy, and he wasn't my position. That was Deshaun Jackson, who
Jerome Simpson. We took Jerome Simpson.
Well, and that was the bad thing about that one was, so Deshaun, his grandfather was my pastor at First Baptist of McDonald, and Marvin and I and my brothers and all of us, and Reverend Johnson baptized me when I was 8 years old. And Deshaun's mom, Gail, she was a teenager when I was a little boy, and she moved away, married Bill, Deshaun's dad. They moved to California. But I didn't really know Bill, because he was from Pittsburgh in the city. We lived out in the country. Like where we're from, where me and Marvin are from, like there's McDonald. When my dad and mom moved there after college, it had one street light, one stoplight, one. That was it. And the town I lived in had no traffic lights. It only had stop signs. And I lived a mile down the creek, in Western PA, they call them the creek, you know what I mean?
Sounds like where Dale lives now.
Creek.
I was going to say.
It sounds like where Dale lives right now.
We're closer to Cincinnati. I'm in Portsmouth, Ohio. It's a much smaller area. So
and you got a creek, too, in your backyard.
I actually.
So I lived a mile down the road down in this place called Sturgeon, Pennsylvania. And, as country as it could be, but the Johnsons, they had older kids and they moved away, Gail being one of them. And she married Bill Jackson, and they moved to LA. So I kind of lost touch with him, but when his name came up, I remember this. We were sitting in the draft room and we're talking about him. I didn't know that was Reverend Johnson's grandson. I didn't. My mom didn't tell me until later. My mother told me like after the draft happened, right? That Deshaun Jackson is Reverend Johnson's grandson.
You would have vouched for him harder?
Huh?
You could have vouched for him harder.
Yeah,
Like,
if I would,
come on,
if we'd
you
have
know
known,
this-
and I
you know
don't
this family.
think Marvin knew either.
Yeah.
What?
Marvin would have known because usually his mother and my mother know all that stuff.
Yeah.
And would tell us, but they didn't like give us the lowdown that this kid was family. So the first time I meet Deshaun, we played them in a preseason that year. We played the Eagles. And so I went up to him and I had found out who the hell he was. And I said, hey, bro, I said, your grandfather baptized me.
Oh.
And he goes, which one? Because his other grandpa was a pastor too.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
So he says, which one? I said, Reverend Johnson. He goes, oh, Norman. Yeah. I said, yeah. So he and I became kind of friendly after that. And then when I came to Tampa, we got him my second year here. And so Gail would come to the games. His father had passed away by that time. His dad got cancer and died. But Gail would come to all the games. And, Deshaun always called. He'd be like, hey, fam, what's up? Talking to me while I was here in Tampa. And he's my dude,
Yeah, he is
But
a
that
great
was
player.
that was a one of the scouts had some bad info on Deshaun. And, if Marvin and I and Jonathan would have known that who he was, we could have squelched that.
Oh man, that is brutal to hear.
David
I
Hester,
know.
Deshaun Jackson. Oh,
I know, but listen, we did get a backflip. We got a backflip
got
into
a-
the
Yeah,
end zone.
Jerome was
Yeah.
a decent player. He
Yeah.
wasn't a
No
bad
hate,
player.
no hate.
no, absolutely not.
Right.
But he wasn't
Deshaun
Deshaun.
Jackson.
He
He
wasn't.
wasn't Deshaun. Or
Damn
Devin
right.
Hester. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
But that was a discussion though about who, we were talking about taking him. Yeah, and Darren Simmons was like, hey, we need to take this guy. He's a punt returner, he's blah blah blah.
Right.
And one of the scouts was given some bad info on him,
That yeah.
he as a character,
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Dustin here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Why does high-end talent sometimes dominate in college, then struggle in the NFL? Technique, experience, like Chase Young, although injured, everyone thought he would be a dominant player. Went, right after Joe Burrow that season. What do guys like that who just seem like the world? I mean, I definitely think injury is part of it, but
it's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw, bro. I mean, it's not an exact science. It's when I was a college coach, right? I coached at Notre Dame. I coached at Wisconsin. I coached at Cal Berkeley. I mean, it's not an exact science, You'd like to say you're always going to hit on guys, but, you just never know. Injuries and attitude and breaks, you don't know what's going to happen when guys get in that situation and get some money or whatever, It's hard to say.
Yeah, only got a couple more for you here. I know we said we'd get you out around 30 minutes. We're a little over.
Yeah.
You got a few more minutes?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. This is one we asked both Jay and Hugh. We kind of, and we've had Ken Zampese on. We've had the old coaches, and we love you guys because everything you did here. But better team, in your opinion, the 2005 team or the 2015 team? That I thought both had a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for some unfortunate injuries.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one to pick out, to be honest with you.
Both good.
Yeah.
Yeah, now which you said 2005 and
2005, because that was my team. The 2015 was when Andy got hurt and the loss to Pittsburgh.
Ugh.
And 2005 is when Carson got hurt.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yes, Carson
Right.
got hurt in the playoffs. Those are
Yeah.
the two that always stand out to me.
Because we were the 2015 team, we had that game won.
Oh, yeah.
And the running back fumbled.
He sure did.
Was this Jeremy
Jeremy Hill.
Jeremy Hill.
Hill? You know,
Bastard. Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
That one hurt.
You know, that one. You know, we really, because we lost our minds after we got the turnover, and then all we had to do was just kind of grind it out there, and Jeremy, I don't know what what happened, but he dropped the ball. That kind of stuff happens. I mean, unfortunately, when Carson got hurt, that team was unbelievable.
That was the one for me. That's always my answer. Yeah.
Yeah. That team was unbelievable. And that was when we were running the kind of no huddle stuff.
Right.
And we were really stealing signals on offense. And that was so we could tell what people were doing, and then we were going,
Well, and you guys were getting better because Pollock was playing.
Right.
Odell Thurman was.
Yeah. Odell was something. I mean, and that was his only year he played. And he was a guy that his ability was so untapped.
Right.
And then he's a guy that couldn't handle the success, and he couldn't stay out of trouble. And but he was super, super talented.
Oh, he was amazing. 5 interceptions that year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was all
He
over.
reminded me, when I was in Pittsburgh, we had Kendrell Bell at Pittsburgh. He was like him, but
he's
he wasn't
all-time
as
what
big.
if. Yeah.
He wasn't as big, But
yeah, his size is the only reason he was a second-round guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was a heck of a football player.
Jay, also another great linebacker. We had Vontaze Burfict. I mean, talk about Vontaze Burfict. I mean, because he's a big fan favorite.
Vontaze, I loved Vontaze as a player. Just was as fast as he needed to be. One of those guys, and he was a hitter. I mean, he hit like a ton of bricks,
right?
And just could go from point A to point B quicker than anyone you'd ever seen. We had some really good linebackers before, when Vontaze joined us. Thomas Howard, who he replaced, and Thomas was a great player. And Vontaze, came in, was a guy that, because of his things that he had at Arizona State, fell in the draft.
Terrible draft process too.
Yeah,
ran bad, all that.
But Marvin really said, "Okay, we're going to take this guy," and kind of recruited him. Went down to Arizona State because he was at the time playing for Dirk Cutter, and Marvin and Dirk were roommates in college, and Marvin had just spent a bunch of time around the kid. And so he came back from Vontaze's workout and said, "Hey, I want you guys to look at this kid." And I remember Zim and Paulie G, they were like, they didn't want him, and that was one that Marvin said, "No, we're taking him."
Well, thank goodness.
Right. And we did. And, Zim was very much against the kid when he first came in. I mean, he would tell him, he said, "If you do one thing wrong, the first thing you do wrong, I'm going to get you out of here." He told him that in the very first meeting. Like, we had drafted guys, first round guys, whatever. I don't even know who we drafted that year. But the very first meeting, I remember Zim telling that kid, "If you do one thing wrong," because he had all his personal files, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And You do one thing wrong, your head will spin. You'll be out of here so fast. And the kid, to his credit, for the first year and a half, he wouldn't say shit if he had a mouthful. And all he did was he would just play and just he paid attention and all that stuff. And then his first year he should have made the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah.
His first year he should have made the Pro Bowl, and he made it the second year. But he was just a student of the game and really into it and really focused. And then he started doing well, and then he started gaining some weight and all that kind of stuff. That's when his play started wavering a little bit, and then he got some injuries and things. But then part of that was because he just hit people so hard. Right. He hurt himself. But
do you think
he was a hell of a player?
Yeah.
We always talk about, and do you think like if he was in a different era of football too, with all the like personal fouls and the penalties, that maybe he would be recognized as a much greater player than what he currently is?
Well, probably, yeah. Like when they said he hurt the kid from Pittsburgh, the running back.
Yeah. Oh, the running back.
Not the receiver, the running back.
Oh.
When he tackled him on the sideline that time.
Was it Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
When they said that was a cheap shot, that wasn't a cheap shot. Oh. He just tackled him.
Hey, yeah. Good work on Pittsburgh pointing out cheap shots. They're pretty good. They know what they look like.
But that wasn't, he just tackled the guy.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, some of the stuff was ridiculous. Once you get a reputation, it felt like that was it.
They would look out for him, just because, and the refs had it in for him a little bit. Some of it, and some of it was him. I mean, he was going to give you the business.
He hit somebody.
He was going to do stuff if he could. Yeah, that's just how he was.
Your brother's now the athletic director at Moeller. Is that something that you could see yourself getting into, or you still got some years of coaching left in you? What's kind of your plan here?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Or just live in Florida and enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah. I was trying. I thought I had a chance to get a couple jobs back in the league again this year. At Atlanta and at Washington, is both Quinn and the guy at Atlanta both contacted me and told me, hey, let's Raheem Morris, told me, hey, I'm really thinking about bringing you in. And then when they got the jobs, and then it was radio silence. So, because I feel
you've got a lot of knowledge and experience. Somebody could use it. I've
been able to have some success, even in the XFL. We won the championship last year and that type of thing. And I remember when Zach came in to Cincinnati, and I had contacted Duke. And I said, Duke, since I've been gone, you guys haven't gone to the playoffs.
There you go.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
And so, that didn't work out. So, because some guys have come back and had, like Duff is back, and I've coached with Duff, down
they
here.
Gotta play us.
They gotta play us.
Did you see that clip where he said that? That became a whole thing.
Yeah.
They gotta play us.
Yeah. Yeah. Duff's a beauty. I've known him forever. But yeah, I still feel pretty good, for being 64. And
you look good for
there you go.
Hey.
Yeah, and try to stay in shape and all that stuff. So like I say, I'm still turning guys out. So
Hey, phone's open. The phone.
That's right.
Call him up. He's ready to go.
yeah,
They
I'm
have these
open. I'm
senior
open for
advisor
business,
rules.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I can be a senior assistant for somebody. You know.
Hey, that's what kids do. That's what Zampisi's doing.
Yeah,
We had him on
exactly.
the other day.
Exactly.
So he's doing that. I don't see why any team wouldn't want to bring you in and do the same.
Yeah.
So, well, I hope that happens for you.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions? It's been 45 minutes.
I wanted to ask, did you follow the draft process really, really closely like this year?
The man's been working.
I know he's been working.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Not as closely, Pork Chop. I mean, I kind of I scout like Mike Brown scouts, you know, a TV scout.
Oh, there you go.
You know, and but yeah, there are some kids that you just can't help but see, when I get a chance to see some guys, I do, you know.
Specifically, I was wondering if you had thoughts on my favorite pick of this draft was Cincinnati's pick with Chris Jenkins from Michigan.
Is he Chris Jenkins' son?
Yes.
Yes.
If he's anything like his daddy,
a lot smaller.
He's smaller.
Yeah.
His dad was a beast.
Yeah.
Was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about him. You know, I remember seeing his name, and I said, that's got to be Chris's boy.
Yeah.
But the strength coach at Michigan was a kid that I recruited. He's actually from McDonald, and lived like a street over from where Marvin grew up. His name's
We're a
Ben.
small town. You guys produced the hell out of the NFL.
Marty Schottenheimer was from Marvin's hometown.
You guys got one stop sign, and everybody in the place goes and works in the NFL.
Hey, hard workers because they work their ass off.
But yeah, so Ben is now the strength coach for the LA Chargers.
Oh wow! They need to do a documentary about your town that you grew up in. It's not a lie.
Yeah. But no, I have to ask you this: do you have a Chad Johnson story at all?
Oh God!
Yeah, I got a million Chad stories. But we used to go to this barbershop called Incredible Creations in Over the Rhine, right? And this Devin Johnson was my barber. He has since passed, unfortunately. He got in a motorcycle wreck over there in the city and passed away. But Devin would cut all my son Miles and Jesse's hair and mine, and we're in there one day, and Chad comes in and he doesn't want to wait. So Miles is in the chair. Chad pulls out $100, and you know how cheap Chad is, right?
Yeah.
And he gives Miles $100. I mean, he's very charitable, right?
Right.
But he gives Miles $100 and says, "Hey, get out of the chair and let me go. I'll give you $100." And Miles looks at me like, I said, "Shit, go ahead."
Yeah, right.
That's $100 I ain't got to give you.
Could have been like, man, he's got more. I
said, if he wants to give you $100, and Miles was probably like about 7-8 years old.
Oh my.
That's like $1 million,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff Chad would do, But I love Chad. He's the best.
That's a great story, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your time, man. You've been incredible. I love everything you did with the Bengals, and I continue to root for you and every other stop you have.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm probably going to come up there this off season and see my youngest nephew play for Moeller, and see what Jonathan's doing. They're finally trying to build a stadium. They sell those shirts over there, undefeated at home since 1960, because they don't have a home stadium. But they're trying to get that stadium built either out there at Blue Ash or down there by down there on the other side of Loveland there by Mainville, or whatever.
Hey,
Nice.
you want it near Loveland, and when you're at Loveland, stop at Midwest Best Barbecue, man. Proud sponsors of this show.
Where's that at?
It's you know where Ward's Corner is, right?
Yeah.
Where the Frisch's- It's right next to the Frisch's.
They're awesome.
They
Tim and
just
Nicole.
won Cincy Magazine Best Wings. Tim and Nicole, nicest owners. Nice.
That's the place over. It's across the freeway, right? On the other side of the freeway.
It's right off the exit.
Right off. If you know where the Frisch's is, you're staring at the Frisch's. Right to the left of the Frisch's, that's where Midwest Best is.
I think I've seen it once, and I wasn't able to stop because Jonathan and I were going somewhere, and I said, "What the hell's that?" There's a barbecue.
You got to stop.
I'm telling you, when you come in town for the training camp or whatever you're coming in town for the Muller, go to Midwest Best Barbecue, and I'm telling you right now, remember this: G-Funk.
No,
Grippo.
Grippo is mine. If you like Grippo
Grippo,
chips, Grippo wings.
Look, you cannot go wrong there. But get the mac and cheese also. You have to get
Mac and cheese, yes.
G-Funk, Grippo, wings, mac and cheese. I mean, you really can't go wrong there. But
They got the cheat code on chicken wings. I'm telling you.
But hey, I've brought in some picky eaters there, and they've all came away satisfied.
Buffalo invented the chicken wing, and Midwest Best Barbecue perfected it. I'm telling you.
And while you're there, get a 50
when I come in and 50 West, I started that place.
Another proud sponsor of the show, 50 West Beer, and that's another one.
I used to go there all the time because I would go home that way. I would go home that way instead of going up on 75 and stuff. I would go back the back way.
I lived in Madeira my whole life, so yeah, I'm right around there.
Yeah. You know how you can get to Loveland that way,
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Well,
yep.
Hey, Coach, I thank you so much for your time. You've been incredible.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. If you're ever coming to a game or anything, stop by Lot 1 and hit us up. We'll be there.
All right.
And if you want to go to Midwest, get a hold of Greg, and we'll meet you up there.
We'll meet you.
We'll meet you up there. We'll chop it up. Have some chicken.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good, bro. Hey, I enjoyed it, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Hooday. Wow.
Good dude right there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just, the stories we just hear it's just so cool, But Deshaun Jackson and Devin Hester.
The two that got away.
Yeah. So Derek, what'd you think, bud?
I thought you'd be wearing your Renegade shit.
Man, I thought I probably should have. Honestly,
So you're just out what are you doing? Getting more tattoo work done?
No. We had 8 and skate today, so I took full advantage of that.
Hey, as long as we're speaking about tattoos, Derek, show him the
You could have
fucking.
been on here.
Show him the soccer ball.
Well, I wanted to make sure you had the full view of Coach Hayes. I didn't want to.
Oh, we get a full view. It just goes a little smaller. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't cut off any of his view. It just gets. I
could have ripped the heater and done
Yeah.
You had your chance to talk about. He was talking about your guy, your favorite player, Davis. I mean, this was your time to come on.
That's right.
It was set up for you.
I mean, Jesus Christ! If we'd have talked about
Have your
gambling
phone
too,
sideways. How do you not? Is this the best you can do?
Well,
You've been off screen for this long, and this is the best you can do.
You guys, you see me pop on for a minute.
Right? You kept popping in and out.
Just pop in. Just ask the question.
I'm having all kinds of computer issues right now. I'm on my phone, so I was trying to get this thing going, and then it was asking me for the codes and all kinds of problems.
I know you're not normal. You're sitting in your normal closet in the kids' room.
I know.
But I do see your mask hanging up there on the picture.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Find out your identity.
His identity's about to be revealed. But Derek, no. What was your take on the whole interview, bud? What did you get out of it?
Man, I feel like I could just go sit down, have a beer with this guy, and he just freaking talk for hours.
Absolutely.
Just bask in the glory of all of he's got stories like Pork Chop's got,
Right.
Yeah, right. he had sex with hookers.
But no, what was the town? So what was the town? Talk about
Don't do that to the guy. Good God.
I know. I'm just saying.
But
You got stories like me.
But wait, what was the town they were from again?
McDonald.
McDonald. Okay.
He said McDonald. NFL should do a goddamn show on McDonald. I mean, look at all the people that came out.
Right, exactly. I mean,
for a small town with one stoplight, Jesus Christ, they just bred the NFL.
I mean, everybody's gonna look at it like, "Where's the McDonald's at? I don't see McDonald's around here."
Right. Chad would have loved that city.
Oh yeah, he would.
There.
I mean, you got to think too how much those guys had an influence. We always say Marvin helped a big turnaround of this franchise,
exactly,
right?
And those guys were with him like the whole time, basically.
Yeah, and that's interesting to know about how they were connected. Like when Marvin came here, he brought his friends, like they grew up together, so he brought them both in here at the same time.
And it's not like they weren't unqualified. They both played college football. They've been coaching for years. He had been with the Steelers, Jay had.
Well, hey guys, I do have a similar Chad story. So my brother had a friend one time. He was at a sporting goods store at the Kenwood Town Center Mall. He didn't know which jersey to get. Chad comes up to him and says, "I'll give you $100 if you buy a Chad Johnson jersey." And the jerseys at that time, when they were $3, were like $60, and he's like, "You can keep the rest." So that was what he was talking about with the barber. Yeah, that's something Chad would have done.
Well, Chad would always go to bars and tip like $1,000 or something on or a restaurant and tip like $1,000.
Exactly.
Very generous like that.
But yeah, no, I mean,
he's not generous with his Twitter though. He will block a motherfucker for no reason.
But yeah, Jay, I could easily sit down with hours and just have football.
Oh yeah. Well, he's going to get a hold of you, Greg, when he's in town. We're going
to
barbecue. Hey. Exactly. You're lucky he didn't bring up that church shit at the end.
The church, why did you bring up that?
Why would anybody who didn't hear that? That was.
You saying it, Greg? Like
this man talked about his great grandparents started a church with Marvin's great grandparents, and Chop's like, "Well, don't let Greg go to that church.
Don't let Greg do that."
You know what this cause is for? This cause is for Dot Bot Friday.
Bengals and Brews, pork chop. Dale 2. What's the song?
There is no song.
I'm talking about that song with the Dotbot song.
I don't know. Brews, that's the one. That's the one Al made.
Yeah, Al. That was the best. Al.
Okay. I'm like, who the hell is Al? That's a hell of a name for an
Look at. I think we're experiencing Derek's.
Al. I said, Greg. I listened. I said, Greg. I think you mean AI.
Oh, I thought it was like, who the hell's Al? That's a hell of a name for a.
Yeah. So spontaneous Dotbot.
Yep. No.
Yeah. Yeah. We got it. Mr. Al.
Did I miss the Dotbot? My freaking internet keeps
it froze exactly when he did the Dotbot. The Dotbot is not good for your internet.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I tell you what though, when he talked about perfect, that was pretty cool. How Mike Sim was like, look, if you mess up just once around me, I thought that because I knew Marvin, because I remember Marvin, he did an interview where he said that, look, Perfect reminds me a lot of Ray Lewis. And I believe that. I mean, Perfect had a lot. Couldn't you compare Perfect to Ray Lewis at one point?
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah, but, because you could say, hey, those guys are linebackers. They're the same linebackers.
To me, what I liked about Coach Hayes there, he was very honest, right?
He was.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, and I was on this guy. He's like, I didn't like the Devin Still pick, and I was on his ass all the time. Just like, however he felt, he just said it.
No
prompting. He just spoke about how he felt. But that also said a lot about Geno Atkins,
Yes.
Like right away when I'm asking the question about Hall, do you think he should be in? No doubt. He was answered before I could finish the question.
Man, I got to tell you, I was thinking when he put it out there for the Commanders, I thought, man, I'll bet he was salivating over Johnny Newton.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that's what I mean. He was like in his season at that point, or gearing up for his season when the draft was. So
yeah. Well, when he said but anyway, to get more into it, because I felt bad for not bringing up Midwest Best Monday. I mean, can we just give a big round of applause for Midwest Best winning Cincy Magazine Best Wings? I mean, congrats, guys.
Congratulations, but it's a no-brainer. If you ever ate those wings, I'm serious. I don't even want to mention the place that I was dedicated to, but I found a new wing, man, and I still eat my regular place sometimes because they're in my backyard, but I will make the trek 35 minutes up there to Midwest Best Barbecue to get them.
Well, I tried the honey chili lime for the first time, so I licked the wing, and then, buddy, I licked every bit of it and every rub of that off, and it was so good.
You licked it and then rubbed it off.
Yeah, that's what
I licked the rub off, and then I ate the wing.
He rubbed it off.
A good wing. He got you rubbing it off. Did you rub it off in there, or did you wait till you got to the car?
I don't know. No, I ended up eating it at the restaurant. It was supposed to be for to go, and I'm like,
off in the restaurant.
Oh, jeez.
I thought what I took from it is he used.
I licked the wing I licked the rub off the wing. Then I
rubbed off
ate
the
it.
wing.
He licked it first, though.
He licked it before you stick it.
I licked it, then I ate it.
And then you
give it
rubbed
that
one
hot
off.
Cool.
Yep.
When did you rub one off?
No. What? No, the rub on the wing.
Right. You rubbed one off with the sauce?
Do you know what a rub is?
Yeah, I've rubbed one off last night before I went to bed,
rub
right?
is a spice you smoke on the wing.
That turns you on?
Chop said, I'm rubbing one off right now.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
I'm rubbing one off right now. Look,
Greg is on the
one
floor.
hand.
Now Greg's on the floor.
Hey, I got to try those wings. If they're good enough, Greg's going to rub one off right there in the creamery.
Yeah, sure. No.
He gave new definition to and creamery.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy got a to-go order, and then he sat down and ate them. That's illegal, Greg.
No, it's not.
Broke the sales tax.
I'll tell you what's illegal. You get those. You get a Midwest Best T-shirt, and you're leaving with your family. You're about to load the wings inside the bag. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Are you that type of person there that goes to the mall who eats like a piece of pizza from Sbarro, and then when you buy clothes or something, you shove the pizza in with your clothes? Is that the type of person you are?
First of all, what's tomorrow?
Sbarro pizza, one of the best mall pizzas there is.
Greg is big on mall food. We found out.
Yes, I am.
I get I get that.
Dale, are you that type of person that seriously, you don't ever load food in with your clothes? That's just weird.
It's in a container, Greg.
I don't care if it's no container. You don't risk that.
Hey, as long as yellow and blue make green on that Ziploc bag, you're good to go.
No, it's not good to go.
Yeah, Greg, it's sealed. If you see the green, it's sealed. I saw a commercial. They fucking had a tiger right there sniffing at it, and it couldn't smell the meat inside. Your shit is safe in a Ziploc as long as your blue and yellow make green. You have to look at it. If blue and yellow don't make green, don't put it with your clothes. Yeah. If all you see is a stripe of green, slide that bitch right in there.
Dale was just treating it like it was no big deal, man. Just putting the food in with the clothes, man. You don't.
If this shirt doesn't smell like Midwest barbecue wings, then how are you really promoting them?
Right?
Oh no! Don't turn this around on me.
Yeah, you're a fake fan.
What did you just say? You're saying I'm a Facebook. Are you calling me a Facebook fan? Am I a Facebook fan? Is that what you're calling me?
You don't even like Midwest on Twitter.
Yeah. That's why that barbecue sauce is still full. You never eat it.
No, it's for
Stubs.
Okay. You won't even take a drink of it right now, pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, take a shot.
Hey, they have ribs this weekend. I'll be licking all my ribs. I'll be licking all my ribs this weekend.
You take a shot, I'll take a shot.
Yeah, do it, Greg.
No.
Oh, the barbecue sauce, Greg.
Fine.
Be a man, Greg.
Yeah.
All right, Derek. Take a shot. You taking a shot? What are you guys tasting to?
Dale has to talk his shit. I got to back it up. Boy, this is old barbecue sauce. Oh.
I didn't see any barbecue sauce.
I feel like he's trying to get me drunk.
Lean back and gargle.
Oh, yeah,
it's in there, Greg. You got to gargle with
it's
it.
in there. Oh, he doesn't like it because he keeps drinking it.
Gargle the Midwest Best
this
barbecue
man's
sauce.
had half a bottle.
Listen. Gargle.
We'll talk to Greg later. We're going to be like, Greg, you sound fucked up. You are sauced.
Dude,
you're really sauced.
Don't you ever question my loyalty to Midwest Best. Ever.
This man
just I will go through with it.
I might question it more often.
No.
That's all it took. That bottle would be gone.
Man.
But no, I was trying to shove the sauce down my mouth. I was trying to pound it deep down my mouth.
You got to lick it before you eat it, Greg.
Yeah.
And then rub one off.
Barbecue.
Yeah. You know what I think we should do? And so I keep leaning to my mic, and I'm on my phone. But
yeah,
I think instead of a dance today, we should do a Savage Dare.
No. With Dale and Chop here, that ain't happening. I'm gonna get arrested or something.
I'm just gonna say I was just gonna dare him to chug the whole bottle of.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, I was gonna dare him to put 2 fingers in his asshole right here live on the show. I wasn't thinking of. You can use the barbecue sauce lube.
Derek, he's got something worse than that, man.
If you want to use the lube for barbecue sauce, at least we can still promote our sponsor.
Look, no big deal right now. Lord knows what he's thinking.
That lamp's behind you.
Hey.
He's just there with that big, beautiful smile.
Yeah, it is.
Bet you can't deep throat it.
What?
It's true. I bet you can't deep throat that lamp.
You got to put some spit on it. You got
to spit on it a little bit.
You got to give it that hot tour.
Yeah. Spit on it and rub it a little bit and then go for it.
No. Man, the things that people become millionaires for.
Yeah.
Well, that girl hasn't become a millionaire, but every thirsty guy in the world would like her to suck his dick.
Oh, all she needs to do is create an OnlyFans account, and she's a millionaire.
Yeah. And that chick that did the Oilers fan, the hockey team.
Well, she come out with a video.
I know.
Yeah, I got drunk, and yeah, I whipped out my tits.
Yeah.
Like,
and yeah, they're fucking hot ass titties.
Drum said that could be his wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, all I know is like
football.
She could create merchandise.
Oh yeah.
And
well, everyone else is. That's the thing. Like everyone else is already. I go on TikTok and all I see is like, buy this Hawk Tua hat, or it's like
Hawk Tua 2024.
Come on, man, let a woman sell her own.
Yeah,
phrase.
Man, I did see. Did you guys see where she was signing autographs though?
No.
Yeah, she's out there signing autographs on those hats and stuff. So
maybe fucking Gary Owen will take her on tour.
Maybe
with that mailman guy.
He
could look at her and be like, "What's up, skank? Skanky skank."
And
skank.
And she'll be like,
and she'll be like,
spit on it. Yeah.
Oh, skanks. Look, skanky, spit on it. Spit on skank, skank.
Spit on that. Spit on that.
Arr, spit on it, skank.
Now, by the way, speaking of mailman, if you're a mailman here in my street, don't come on my deck unless you're wanting to go straight to my garage.
Don't come on your dick.
My dick!
What did you just say, Greg?
My dick!
Don't come on my dick.
If you're a mailman, don't come on my dick unless you want to go into my garage.
Says,
my deck is getting repaired on.
Just so everybody knows, nobody, please, for the love of God, come on Greg's dick.
My
Robert's
dick!
Selling parts in
your
jars,
dick.
Because it's getting repaired right now.
We heard you,
Greg. It's getting repaired.
We heard you. Your dick is in disarray. Don't come on your.
I'm so glad you're not an interpreter for me, Chopper, else I'd be in deep shit.
You don't need an interpreter. You get in trouble yourself talking about coming on your dick.
My dick!
Who the hell is going to come on your dick?
Is that a thing?
He keeps correcting himself like, my dick! My dick! I said my dick!
I'm going to come on your dick, and then I'm going to suck it.
We're all coming on your dick, Greg.
What? I mean, whatever you're into, right?
Some people might be into that. Sarah's on here. We're in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Is she? Uh-oh. Oh, she is.
What's up, Sarah?
Oh, I didn't even notice. Hold on.
That's why I thought you weren't in their fucking closet.
Yeah, no.
Look, we see what happens. He's only allowed to hang that picture up during broadcast only.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's a non-broadcasting situation. He has to take that down and put up her diploma. Is that her diploma?
Sarah, I have to take your diploma down.
It's her diploma. I knew it.
Jesus, Derek.
Oh my God.
Oh, that just.
They rotate whether the diploma or the jersey goes.
No ass will be had. Hey, if you want any action tonight, Greg, you better drive over to Greg's house and come on his dick.
My dick. My dick. My dick.
He just said it again.
Come on my deck.
Yeah.
I gave it some screen time. All right.
Yeah. You think that makes up for it? I don't think so.
I didn't.
To be fair, she mentioned it. So
she did.
So she can't be mad at him.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, she had a professional meeting.
Oh, she took it down because she had a meeting.
She needed them to see that.
She probably doesn't want to have to explain Derek to her friends.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She
say,
you ever heard of Can Titty Guy? I married that.
Yeah. She also said every time is an odd time on this show. So
I was about to say, she was probably like, you ever heard of Orange Arrow? Yeah, nobody else has either.
Yeah, you've never seen those two guys passed out drunk at the same spot.
Yeah.
Gosh, I miss you guys.
I miss you too.
Is it
well, fucking quit your job, Derek, and come on here more often.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. You got a wife. She can be a sugar mama.
I'm trying to get her there.
Due time.
Next June, she will have her MBA. So
she'll be in the NBA.
She's going to the NBA?
She's going to be in the NBA?
Yeah.
Watch out, LeBron.
There you go.
Watch out, Caitlin Clark.
That's the WNBA. They don't make no money.
Okay.
I'm sure she showed this off whenever they started talking about bourbon.
Well, it looks like
Greg went and got some bourbon today.
She was on her.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Dale. I'm just kidding. I did get bourbon. Happy Father's Day to my dad.
Oh, you gave it to your dad?
Late Happy Father's Day, yes.
Your dad's a bourbon drinker?
Yeah, he drinks from time to time.
I thought you were just fucking with Jimmy because he was like, man, I'd love to have this kind. And you're like, look, bitch, I got it. And then you give it to your dad.
Well, they said they even had it in Portsmouth, but I was like, I'm not driving into Kroger.
Well, they said they had it at Delhi Liquor, but I'm not driving up. I'm not waking up early.
Oh, look, Can Titty Guy.
I'm not waking up early to go to Delhi Liquor to get bourbon. I'm not even a bourbon drinker. What the fuck would I get it for?
For me?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I could have got it for you. Well, fucking missed my chance on that. Probably would have done it. I probably would have 100% done it too, Derek. Got up early and everything to get that.
I know.
For you. Stood in line.
All right. Hey, sometimes I'm a forgetful person, you know.
It's
had you seen it early? Had you seen it early enough, Chop? You could have just stayed awake. It's available at like 9
Well, I
a.m.
blame that on Matt because he's the one that's always putting out the info about where it's at. So, Matt, you fucked Derek over. Good job.
Yep.
Good job. Good job, Matt.
Yep, not Chop's fault.
Fucked him over. You don't care about him.
Matt.
And also, Matt, don't think you can go come on Greg's dick either. It's a no.
Nope.
So, Derek, I'm curious. Are you still third shift, or like are you a night shift guy now? Or are you asleep during the day, or?
I'm literally driving home every day I've been on here from work.
Okay, I don't know when you're up or not. Okay, I don't know when you're up or not at times.
Are you sleeping at that time?
Are you sleeping at that time? Are you sleeping
when you're on here?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, cool.
Ace Industries wants to know if there's a Greg mouth dance now that your throat is
lubricated.
Give me a sec here. You're lucky I got my headphones right here, damn it. I just chugged sauce. I just stopped on it, but no. Everybody wants it's selfish and wants more.
It's a fun Friday.
I'll be right back.
Hey, I did notice the other day I was watching Rally, and when Greg turns off his camera to sneeze, it said Bengals and Brews on the Rally.
No, because I forget to push the mute button, and I turn the camera off to sneeze.
No, I was talking about like when you take yourself off the screen, it says Bengals and Brews, and it was on the Rally.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, but it is funny how you turn off your camera to sneeze. But we can still hear the sneeze.
I keep leaning into my mic.
So do I, but I'm actually using it.
I know.
You can lean into mine if you want. Here. That looks familiar. That gets me turned on, and I got to go to work, Derek. Stop it. I still got a shower. Well, that shower's going to be a little longer today. That conditioner's a dirty bitch.
Hey, speaking of showering, have you guys looked into the manscaping?
I manscape currently.
I'm talking about the lawnmower.
There's a fucking lawnmower called the Manscaper.
So Manscaped, you go to manscaped.com. They have a lawnmower. I got the like 5.0 or something like that. That sucker does the job right.
Oh, man, I got my old clippers for fucking 20 years, and they shave that bitch just right.
I use that, but it's a little sensitive on the shaft, you know?
You got to stretch it out, Derek. You got to make that skin smooth and use your number 1 on there. You don't want to go just to the blades. You'll cut yourself.
That's what I did. So I spent.
You got to do it gingerly when you got the clippers down there around your junk.
I will say to this, probably not on getting Zimmer on because
I'm going to go with a maybe.
Number 1, I don't think he really does a lot of interviews. 2, isn't he coaching?
Yeah, no, he's D coordinator with the Cowboys right now. So I mean, no. Hey, I'll do it the best. I'll do the best I can.
Cowboys, not the NFL team. It's the
Cowboys. Can we make an announcement who we should be having on Monday?
Why not?
Come on.
It's been confirmed.
It's kind of butchy, if you ask me.
It's me.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's the funny thing. He's a diehard Red Sox fan. The Reds are playing the Red Sox this weekend, so hopefully we can sweep the Sox and give him a bunch of crap Monday. Butch Hobson is scheduled to be joining us Monday, 3:30.
Yama.
And when I went outside, were you guys talking about shaving your balls? Is that what you two were talking about?
No.
Yes. Actually, Derek was specifically talking about the shaft.
And also, you never know what I could keep pulling out of a hat. I mean, I keep reaching deep down and yanking stuff like crazy.
All I'm going to say is we're going to keep the Florida vibe going. If you can catch that hint, then you might know who we're talking about.
But here we go for the mouth.
Also, before you do that, Greg, I just want to say we were talking about that manscaping, and I'm just guessing that you got a giant fucking bush. Let us see.
I have a John Deere diesel.
No, the bush, your bush. You got a giant bush.
Yeah, somewhat.
He said somewhat. Show us, Greg.
You're talking about.
Show us your bush Friday.
Well, my bush outside just got chopped off.
Oh.
They had to
That's
chop
a little bit too much manscaping.
No, they had to chop off my bush outside to work on my deck.
They had to cut down the bush to work on your dick.
You could have cut it because it was in the way or something. I don't know.
The bush was in the way.
These guys,
exactly. That's why we manscape, because if you fucking cut away the shrubbery, the tree looks taller.
Honestly, we should have a manscaping partnership.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
we could do really good for those.
We could look into that.
All the penis stuff, we would do really good advertising for.
But anyway, the song of the day is "Time of Your Life" by Green Day.
We're supposed to guess it.
Oh. Yeah, how can we guess something?
I'm guessing "Time of Your Life" by Green Day.
I'm gonna guess this is Green Day. "Time of Your Life."
Is it Green Day?
Shut up! Now I didn't know this was guessing. You guys are messing me up now. God damn it!
If you start off going "oi, oi,"
yeah. If you just sing a song and make people guess, that's the.
Oh, I got one.
And sing it like Greg sings it, which is
boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
Here we go. This is a good old personal favorite. It's a good millennial song too.
There's no millennials here.
Stop it.
Shit,
Go.
Now you're a possum's pecker, Derek.
Hey. Ho.
This is that one band, Mumford and Sons.
Oh, I've been trying to do it right. Hey, been living a lonely life.
I don't think it's that. Now
been sleeping in my bed. Oh, sleeping in my bed.
You know that thing when you're watching a movie, you get like a jump scare. I feel like that's
So show me family. Hey, I'm the blood that I will bleed. Oh, I don't know where I belong. Hey, so I know where the right is wrong.
Does anybody have any idea?
Write a song.
He says it might be the Ramones.
Hey, I belong with you. You belong with me. You're a sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweet hoe.
Is it Dave Shula?
My sweet hoe.
Hey. All right, do you guys get it finally?
Is it the Ramones? All
I heard was "You're my sweet hoe."
No, it's the Lumineers, damn it.
Oh, yeah, so Lumineers,
Mumford
and Sons.
Lumineers.
I was thinking the right song.
Yeah, what did you think it was?
Oh, yeah, I was close. Yeah.
What did you think it was?
They sing that song, "Hey Ho, Let's Go," right?
Hey, that's the background. Hey, it was hard to keep
go. Hey, let's go.
It doesn't sound like that at all. No.
You know what? It's so that you guys can't. Okay, here we go. No, that's a stupid one.
I mean,
Industrious and I are on the same page here.
No.
You need to just hit shuffle and just do whichever one pops up, Greg.
See, I want to like play the song after Greg sings it just to make a comparison.
Right.
It's copyrighted, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Okay.
Well, we don't get it.
All right, here we go. No, that's not it.
Hold on, Greg. I got one more second on this ad. So here's the actual song. That's all I can give you.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I recognize.
Greg
Hope
sounded a
and
little
Hey.
bit more like that real song than the real song.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But I'm singing Mumford and Sons. I forgot Luminaires was even a band. To be honest.
God damn
Mumford
you,
and
Dale.
Sons.
It was around the same time as Mumford and Sons being.
Do they do
popular.
Thrift Shop Mumford and Sons?
Dale, man, you and I are like, what, 3 years apart? You never heard that song?
No, I've heard it, but I thought it was Mumford and Sons. That's what I'm saying.
Where the hell did you think that?
Because it sounds like it. It sounds like a Mumford and Sons song.
All right. Here's a good classic one. What up? And some tenderness will look upon the water with eyes above the mess with a little peace
Come on, Greg.
and some harmony.
Greg, we're not-
What?
Joe, we're not talking about meth.
Oh.
He's singing
We'll
about
take the world together.
About meth.
We'll take them by the hand. I am here for you.
Lionel Richie.
Oh, yeah. I will run with you.
Stop, you got it right.
Yesterday.
It's Lionel
I saw
Richie.
you standing
You got
there.
it, Chop?
I don't know.
What?
It's Lionel Richie?
Oh, Chop got one.
I did.
No!
Yeah.
What?
No.
No!
That
wasn't Lionel Richie?
You said
It's
yeah.
Hold My Hand by Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh.
Close enough.
Darius Rucker. Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure that Lionel Richie had his hand in Hootie and the Blowfish.
Doesn't he sing that song Wagon Wheel?
Well, he sings one
Yes.
version of it.
What is with? Okay, fine. I'm really going to go easy on you guys here. Since you guys are so
Oi.
miserably.
Oi.
We're gonna go back to the basics here.
Thunder.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
I don't have no beer to chug, though.
You have to chug that whole fucking bottle of bourbon.
God,
Oh, shit in the church, and the church ran away.
No, not you. There we go. Here we go. We gotta get through this stupid ad at first.
I once rub myself off.
You ain't somebody the hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Oh, Johnny
crying all
Cash.
the time.
That's Johnny Cash.
You ain't never caught a rabbit. And you ain't no
Richie Valens.
Valens.
Richie Valens.
You ain't nothing but S.
Is that Elvis?
It
Well,
must be Richie
thank
Valens.
God you got that.
That wasn't Richie Valens.
Who the hell's Richie Valens?
La 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 bamba.
Right, here's
La la
one.
la la bamba. Chicotorita. Bidon da da da.
That's racist, Chop. You can't do it that well.
I don't know the song.
That was really well done.
La
I'm
la
not gonna
bamba.
La la bamba.
La 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 bamba.
lie.
See,
Copyright
Greg, people
issues.
can guess my song. Give me one. People can guess it. Tell me one, Dale.
How can I tell you a song and then you sing it and people guess
You're right. People would hear you. You tell me, Derek.
it?
All right, you guys better get this one or I'm done.
If
with
so, they
it.
can't hear it. Just hold up a piece of paper with the name of the
Okay,
song.
here we go.
on it. I'll read it and do it. That way, people
Here we
can't
go.
hear
Hey,
it.
here we go. Go in the background.
That is
What?
Richie Valens. Sounds like you're doing it in your meat place.
Feel it coming in the air tonight.
I would not
Oh,
expect
Jesus
that
Christ.
from
Oh,
Lord.
Lord.
What the fuck? It's
Phil
Friday,
Collins.
and
Yeah.
all Greg.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
You'd be lying if you knew that was
Oh,
Phil Collins
Lord.
from the noises, though.
Right.
I can feel it coming in the air
What was those noises
tonight.
again?
All about coming.
Oh,
with Greg,
Lord.
It's like it's backing up.
I mean, you guys finally got that one. Sheesh.
You didn't even do the best part of that song is the drums.
Oh, I know that, like the Mike
drums,
Tyson,
ready?
Mike Tyson
Drums,
part.
ready, go.
I like the Mike Tyson part of the Hangover. That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
heard
guys know that song
coming in.
Feeling like a freak on a leash. Oh wait, that's the name of the song. Fuck. I'm not good at this, see?
Oh.
Okay, Dale.
I know
I'm
that
really
one.
putting
All day, I dream about sex, yes, all day. I
Dale,
dream about
I'm really,
sex, yes,
really,
all day.
really-
I dream about sex, yes, all day.
Dale, I'm really putting you to the
all
test this
day.
time, man.
I
If
dream
you
about
don't
sex,
get
yes,
this,
all day.
Dale, if you don't get
that's all the lyrics. What's the name of that song?
That is a pork chop single.
No, it's not. That's not. The song, the lyrics of the song constantly go, all day. I dream about sex, yes, all day. I dream about sex all day. I dream about sex, yes. Oh, there you go. Wade got it. You're
I
fucking
just said
fellow
freak on a leash.
townsman.
I know it was another Korn song.
It's Adidas by Korn.
Adidas.
It's an acronym for all day. I dream about sex.
That is a really good song. I don't know.
Hell yeah, it's a good song. It's a good one to do it.
And it's also accurate for Chop.
Here we go. I give up forever to touch you, because I know that you feel me somehow.
It's that song.
You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't want to go
Everything's made to be broken.
And all I can taste is the moment, and all I can breathe is your life.
We got married in a heater,
It's over.
hotter than a pepper.
I just don't want to miss you tonight.
Yeah,
And I go to see you,
I'm going to
because I don't think that they
gonna mess
understand.
around.
Whenever you
I'm
think
going
to be
back
broken,
Look
I
out,
just
Jack,
want you to know who I am.
It went from the Goo Goo Dolls to, well, whatever the fuck the rest of that was.
Well, because he's supposed to talk quietly.
Hey, all
just,
I know is after the hour mark, this is what you get.
Not
Oh,
just,
yeah,
like just now, you're supposed to talk really quiet like this. Then you're supposed to really let it out, man. Your diaphragm out.
Sam Kinison, Wild Thing.
I don't think that's the kind of stuff that Sarah tells me to do though when we're doing musical training.
Well, I've seen your guys' church singing. You guys are almost as good as I am.
Almost. Not quite, though. It's hard to get to that level.
Yeah, I know.
That's
It's hard
true.
to get
That's
to my
next
level.
level. Like that's Madden 99 level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's true.
I
Well,
don't even play
boys,
Madden.
we're almost an hour and a half in.
I know. I got a shower. Work.
Probably end it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
We
You guys
got
can keep it
2
going.
minutes,
I got a shower.
seconds for Greg to do a dance real quick.
No, I'm not doing no. I'm done for the day. I just chugged. I just opened my Midwest Best. Now I got to go get another freaking barbecue sauce bottle for the show, man.
Well, if Greg won't dance, you know what? How we end this thing.
No,
We love
Oh,
you
yeah.
all in Who Day. Happy Friday.
Bengals and Brews, the podcast crew. Della Open, Orange Arrow, Pork Chop 2. Greg Luther, Big Savage, Top Bud King, Yoshi Lover, they bring the sing. Cincinnati Bengals, the pride of the city. Join the fun with Pork Chop Boys, man.